Hey man, what you got there? 3 bars of soap and a can of chicken. Do you want one? Now this question posed to my friend and I got 2 polar opposite responses. So without context, I want you to take a second and think, how would you have responded to the question, do you want one? Would you have taken the soap? Now let me give you the backstory. So although I should have been the teacher in this scenario, I went into this homeless experience more like a student. I had a nervousness, a little bit of fear. You know, like a 7th grade boy or student who starts school after the Christmas break at a new school where everyone already knows each other, you know, and you're the new kid. That was the kind of awkwardness I felt. So even though I had the appearance of a homeless person, I had grown my beard out, you know, I had on a hoodie, I had on a flannel shirt. I'd walked 6 miles in the rain and had that musky stench of someone who had been living outside. Even though I had that, I still wondered if I was going to blow my cover, if the homeless community that I was trying to understand was going to find me out. Well, my guide, No Cash, spelled K-N-O-W, the K for knowledge and the W for wisdom. He and I had been discussing for a while what it meant to be homeless. See, No Cash was a homeless YouTuber who would make his life from pillar to post, singing songs for food, having a sign that would say, "We'll sing for food." He went viral on YouTube singing a John Legend song, "All of Me," for a bag of Doritos. This video got millions of views, and he ultimately ended up with 200,000 subscribers. Knowing that fame and fortune was right around the corner, it was this fame and fortune that he sought that really kept him in his homeless state, from what I could see. So me and No Cash, we started out the next day. A man who had seen us walking in the rain the day before allowed us to stay in his warehouse. And even though we had shelter, we woke up to a brisk, cold, frost morning in April where it was about 30 degrees outside. Even in that warehouse, when our breath would come out, you could see the frost from the damp, cool air. So I grabbed my backpack, and No Cash and I began to explore the city looking for food and water. After walking for about a mile, we come across this man sitting on a street corner, and you could tell that he had a couple items at his feet. No Cash, being the personable person he is, he walked up to the gentleman and he's like, "Hey sir, what do you have there?" The man looked up meekly and said, 3 bars of soap and a can of chicken. You want one? Why sure, No Cash said, extending his hand out. Then the man looked at me. He said, "What about you? You want one?" "Nah, I'm good." Kind of shrugged my shoulders, and the man immediately got up, turned around, grabbed his things, and began to walk off. Well, No Cash ran and caught up with him, and they began to converse. We walked through the city streets for a couple miles, and every time that I would try to engage this man, all he would do is kind of mumble back. You know, you could tell just the aggravation in his voice. So I kind of walked behind them, shadowed them. We walked for miles, and then we came to this place called the Master's Table, which was the local food bank. After meeting a few folks there, we separated ways with this homeless man that we had met. And I asked No Cash, I said, "No Cash, why wouldn't the man talk to me? Y'all were having a great conversation, but he wouldn't have anything to do with me." His answer was simply, "You didn't take the soap." Well, immediately I got defensive and I was like, "I didn't want to take the man's soap. I didn't know if I was going to get a shower, you know, maybe he wanted something for it. Why would I want to take this man's soap?" No Cash said, "Well, whatever you thought was wrong, because that man knew that you weren't legit or homeless, because when you were offered something, you didn't take it." I thought about that for a minute. And then No Cash said something that was even more profound. He said, on top of that, you robbed him of a blessing. Oh, now I robbed him. Now I'm really getting, a little bit upset. I'm like, how did I rob this man? He said, Brian, that gentleman was sitting on that corner with that soap and chicken in his hand, waiting for someone to come along that he could bless. And you robbed him of his blessing. I robbed him of his blessing. I said, I didn't want to take from him. He said, that's exactly it. People think that where they are in society either makes them givers or takers. And you think because of your money and your position and because of the clothes you wear, the car you drive, or the house that you live in, that someone in a different situation, someone that's homeless, has nothing to offer you. That man may know a lot more than you do about a lot of things. And if you would have looked at him with a little humanity, you would have accepted his gift, and y'all both would have been blessed. That resonated with me and really pierced my heart, because it was at that moment that I got a true understanding. At that moment, I understood why I had sought to go homeless for a week, so that I could get a better understanding. Now, I was the CEO of a homeless ministry, and I still didn't understand what it truly meant to be homeless. Every day, No Cash said, there's people out there that are giving and taking. And we base the value of the gift offered to us by how we view the person who's giving it. We look at, if we're housed and they're homeless, they have nothing to give us. Only we have something to give them. But think about it. The things that are free, love, gratitude, kindness, that's what this gentleman was offering to me. And those things we don't take from someone just because we look at where they are and we don't value that. This is something that I see in all areas of life, and I don't want other people to make the same mistake that I did. I don't want other people to see someone and have someone reach out to them and offer something and them say, no, I'm good. When if they just would have looked with a little humanity, there would have been an equal blessing. They would have received, and that person would have been able to give. After all, isn't it better to give than receive? In my week of being homeless, I was hungry. I was cold. I was scared, thirsty, didn't know where I was going to use the restroom, and had people during the whole week look down on me with scorn and reproach, simply because they thought that I was homeless. What was in my bank account didn't matter. It was how they perceived me that is the reason they treated me the way they treated me. But the thing that I didn't expect, and the thing that hurt the most, is that I was invisible, or they tried to make it so. You know how it is when you see a homeless person, right? You don't want to make eye contact with them. You want to walk briskly past them. You cross the street, a few yards ahead just so that you won't have to have an interaction. If you pass someone on the streets of Augusta, the city that I was in, a southern city, everyone says, hey, how are you? Smiles. You reciprocate smiles. You reciprocate a wave. A hello, how are you doing? But hundreds of people passed me that week with no salutation, no hello, and no smile. The basic necessity of humanity is giving someone identity, looking at them and saying, you're the same as me. And I can say hello, and I can look in your eyes, and I can smile, and you can smile back. So the next time you're in a situation, the next time you're in a big city, and you find yourself lost, and you're confused by your GPS, go up to a homeless person, ask them directions. I guarantee you they know the quickest way to get there. But more importantly than that, the next time that you see a homeless person, Or you see someone who looks different than you, someone that you would usually give to. Allow yourself to receive. Simply say, hello, how are you doing? You'll be surprised that they'll probably respond with a smile, and they'll say, great, have a nice day. The next time that you're in a situation and someone extends their hand to you to offer you something that you weren't necessarily looking for, you didn't ask for, and you didn't know that you even needed, take the soap.